Okay, so this is trivia and toe touches for our virtual benefits fair. For anyone that doesn't know me, I'm Trevor. I'm the wellness manager here at SRA. And today I'm taking you through an activity, like I said, called trivia and toe touches. So the premise is pretty simple, as you might imagine. It involves some stretching and some trivia. So today's trivia questions will all be multiple choice and will be primarily focused on the benefits that you SRA employees enjoy. Glad there's some excitement in the chat. I'm excited as well. But there will also be a few trivia questions on health and wellness as well, and the resources SRA has to offer you in that regard. But here's how it works. For every stretch we do, I'll hit you with a trivia question to accompany it. And I'll start by demonstrating and coaching you through that stretch. And once everyone is in position, I'll read the question and the choices to you and drop them in the chat. So I'll copy and paste it in there in case you forget or you need to refer back before you guys send your answers back to me. But while you're holding that stretch, you'll have an opportunity to think each question over, examine which answer you'd like to offer up. And after about 15 to 30 seconds or so, I'll give a short countdown to release from the stretch, at which point I will have everyone send their answers in the chat. And obviously, I'll be coming back and forth away from my computer, demonstrating stretches, coaching, and such. So Blake, at any point, if you want to hop in and DJ or read out some of the answers, if I'm a little bit away from my computer, that might be helpful. But I do ask that everyone waits to send their answers until I give the all clear. So if you know it instantly, try to resist the urge to just throw it in there right away, because I don't want to give it away for other people. But once everyone has submitted their answers, I'll provide the correct answer. We'll give kudos to whoever got it right. And then we'll move on to the next question and stretch. So this is supposed to be fun, informative, and if you like, maybe mildly competitive. So feel free to keep track of how many questions you get right. Overall, this should only take about 20 to 30 minutes or so. Hopefully no longer than that, but we'll see where we end up. All right. So without further ado, I'm going to make sure my camera shows me effectively. All right, first stretch, and then I'll read the question. This is a very simple hamstring stretch. One leg. I've got my PowerPoint open over here as well. So it's important to stretch the hamstring, especially if you do a lot of sitting. We're in this position with the knee at 90 degrees. This can get very short, tight, and weak, this muscle on the back of the leg here. So I'm going to go one sole of the foot into the side of my leg. Other leg is straight. We want to make sure that knee is flat to the floor. And then we're just going to try and reach for that toe and create a stretch on the back of our thigh while keeping that knee down. You want to make it a little bit harder, more intense. Reach across your body with the opposite hand. So go ahead and hold that position, and I will give you guys your first question. When is the annual open enrollment for SRA? I'll throw a question in there, and then I'll give you guys the answers. Oh my goodness, that is a very large font. All right, I will not copy the formatting next time. When is the annual open enrollment for SRA?
Hey, Trevor.
Love the enthusiasm, Aditi, but let's try and hold off until everyone has a chance to answer. I've got a few options here. Try to hold off on those answers. Keep stretching. We have A, November 1st through the 30th, B, November 7th through the 18th, C, December 1st through the 12th, and D, anytime before December 31st, 2022. I think we've held our stretches long enough here. Feel free to start sending those answers in the chat. I'm seeing a lot of B's. Excellent. I want to give everyone the opportunity to answer here. Looks like we got killer B's in the chat today. That is correct. Open enrollment for SRA goes from November 7th through the 18th. So it's just right around the corner, starting next week. Awesome. All right, so for the next question, we're just going to do the same thing, just on the other side. All right, so again, sole of the foot into the side of your other leg, knee nice and flat down towards the floor. Reach for the foot, the ankle, the shin, as far as you can go comfortably, and hold it there while keeping that knee down. Again, feel free to reach across your body if you want to intensify that stretch. And the next question: where should SRA employees go to complete their annual open enrollment? We have A, freesamsungbenefits.com, B, samsunghealthbenefits.com, C, srabenefitsforyou.com, or D, srabenefitsforall.com. And those are all in the chat in case you want to review them really quickly. Seeing some answers come in already. That's fine. I think we've stretched about 20 seconds or so now, so you guys can start to release that stretch and offer up those answers in the chat. Once again, we're seeing a common theme. Everyone kind of waterfalling the same letter here. I like it. Swim with the tides, right? Don't go against the grain. All right. A few more people typing. I'll let them send their answers. We got swimming with the tide. See, perfect. Also, email Blake directly. We'll try not to inundate him with too many emails, but I do have a resource I'll share at the end in case people want to ask questions or send emails. The correct answer was C, srabenefitsforyou.com. So well done to all of those who got that one correct. All right, we're going to move on to our next question here. Keep it going nice and quick. We're going to get a quick glute stretch. I like to call this a figure 4. So I'm going to line my back like so. Cross my right ankle over my left knee. That kind of creates a window with my legs. So I'm going to reach one arm through there, grab the front of my shin. Same thing with the other arm. And then I'm just going to pull my hips up towards my head until I start to feel a stretch here on the outside of my hip in my glute area. This one is great for mobilizing our glutes, which might become tight, weak, and a little bit short, or maybe even sore sometimes when we do a lot of sitting. So go ahead, keep holding that. I'll give you guys the next question here. When does your elected coverage during annual open enrollment go into effect? A, as soon as the enrollment period ends. B, as soon as I click submit. C, January 1st, 2023, or D, once HR approves. And I'll watch the answers roll in, trying to keep my face on screen here as much as possible.
Yeah, and Trevor, I can go ahead and put the questions and options in there for you. So you,
Okay, you'll do that for me?
I got you there.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. Not as much going back and forth, and people can see more of me, which is great. Still seeing a lot of C's. Excellent. All right, I think we can start to release from the stretch in 3, 2, 1. For those who haven't yet, go ahead, send those answers away in the chat. When do we think your elected coverage for annual open enrollment goes into effect? I see some people typing still, but I think I can go ahead and give the answer now. The correct answer is C. So congrats to those of you that swam with the tide. For this question, January 1st, 2023 is when your elected coverage will go into effect. Awesome. All right. So now we're just going to switch to the other side. Same stretch, same thing. I'm just lying on my back again, this time left foot on my left knee. Reach through that window that your legs create, grab the shin, pull up tight towards your head until you start to feel a little bit of a stretch in the glute and outside of your hip. Go ahead, keep holding that. And Blake, if you could address Waylon's question there, I will give the next question.
Yeah, Trevor,
I think you might have skipped ahead there, Blake.
Oh, yeah, I think I did. But yeah, you can go with
it's
this
all
question.
good. So just ignore the one that Blake sent. Roughly how many ounces of water should you try to drink every day? And I can send this one in there myself if the need be. roughly how many ounces of water should you try to drink every day? We'll go back to that question in a moment. But A, 1.5 to 2 ounces of water per pound of body weight. B, 10 glasses or more a day. C, a half or 1 ounce of water per pound of body weight per day, or no more than 7 glasses per day. So one more time, how many ounces of water should you try and drink every day? A, 1.5 to 2 ounces per pound of body weight. B, 10 glasses or more. C, half ounce to a full ounce per pound of body weight. Or D, no more than 7 glasses. And we can start to release that stretch and send those answers in. Got some question marks this time, it looks like. Good, I'm glad I'm finally challenging people a little bit here. All right, we've got some B's, we've got some C's. Definitely send those answers in if you haven't yet. C or D. Cast a wide net. Smart. I like it, Winnie. All right, I'm going to go ahead and move on. Give the answer here. The correct answer is C. We want to drink at least a half or 1 ounce of water per pound of body weight per day. So for example, if you weigh 150 pounds, you should drink about 75 to 150 ounces of water per day. Just something to think about when it comes to your hydration habits. All right, moving on. I'm on question 5. Blake, you can resend that question. You just copied and pasted it in there. Thank you very much. But we're going to do a half kneeling hip flexor stretch. So I think I pull this one off. Yeah, I'm way back here. Just a tad. I'm in a half kneeling position. Front foot is flat. Both knees are at 90 degrees. Dig your back toe into the floor. And all I'm going to do here is shift my hips forward, squeeze in the cheek on my down leg, create a stretch in my hip flexor here, right under the bony crest at the front of my hip. That kind of protrudes a little. So go ahead and hold that. Open up that hip flexor. Awesome. Blake has got the question in there. Thank you very much. And the question is, who is SRA's dental carrier? SRA's dental carrier. We have A, Cigna, B, Delta Dental, C, Dr. Nicholas Ozeransky, or D, Gentle Dental. Gentle Dental sounds pretty good. I think I'd like some dental care from Gentle Dental. Seeing a lot of A's. I think we're all A's so far, straight A's in the class today. And that's what it's going to be for everyone who just sent that as an answer. You are correct. Cigna Dental is SRA's dental carrier. So well done if that was your guess. So we're just going to do that same stretch again, common theme. We're just going to hit it from the other side now. Switching knees here. Dig the back toe into the ground. Front foot flat. Shift the hips forward. Really squeeze this glute hard on the down leg. Open up the front of your hip here, just below that bony protrusion. And the next question, who is SRA's FSA administrator? A, ADP, B, WageWorks, C, MoneyWorks, or D, Optum Financial? All right, seeing some answers already. Awesome. Probably stop typing on mine. All right. Got an A, a D, a D. Go ahead and release from that stretch in 3, 2, 1. Fire away with those answers. Let's see what people think. Got some D's, got an A in there. All right, the correct answer is, in fact, D. Well done to those of you that guessed Optum Financial. That is indeed SRA's FSA administrator. All right, moving on to the next stretch. This one's super simple. Go ahead and extend your right arm straight through the elbow. Palm faces away from down. And just give a little bit of a light tug on those fingers, pull them back into you to create a stretch on the inside of your forearm and wrist here. All right, which of the following statements is true after the annual enrollment period is over? A, I never have to elect benefits again while at SRA. B, I can change my benefits anytime after the annual enrollment period. C, the only time I can change my benefits for 2023 is if I have a qualifying life event. Or D, the SRA benefits team will throw a big party where everyone is invited. All right, go ahead and release in 3, 2, 1. Winnie casting another wide net. Very wise. All right, go ahead and send those answers away. C, but I wish it was D. I think we all wish it was D. A big party sounds amazing. Maybe we can all celebrate our benefits this year with a big party. Wouldn't that be nice? All right, we haven't sent our answers in yet. That's okay. The correct answer was, in fact, C. Well done to those of you who guessed it. The only time you can change your benefits for 2023 is if you have a qualifying life event. So just keep that in mind. You're going to be locked into these for a little while. Next question and stretch. Very simple, just stretching the wrist on the other side. So again, straight arm through the elbow, palm away from you, fingers down, light pull, create that stretch on the inside of your forearm here. All right, how many live group exercise classes are offered to SRA employees every week? A, 11 classes, including yoga, strength training, HIIT, and boot camp. B, 10 classes, including yoga, strength training, metabolic, and Pilates. C, 6 classes, including yoga, strength training, recovery, and Zumba. Or D, 5 classes, including yoga, HIIT, metabolic, and recovery. All right, go ahead and release from that stretch in 3, 2, 1, and send those answers away. How many live group exercise classes are offered to you all every week? And what do they include? Do we have any answers here? Wow. Crickets. Exactly. That's all I'm hearing in the chat. Well, this will be a very informative answer for us, it looks like. A, question mark. Well done, Anne. You're a rock star. You got it. 11 classes are offered per week here to you guys, including yoga, strength training, HIIT, and boot camp. So definitely let us know. Feel free to drop your email in the chat towards the end of this meeting, and we can send those group exercise, call for a friend. We can send the group exercise schedule out to you all, or I can link it here. Perfect. Moving on. Butterfly stretch. Probably done this one before. Super simple. Soles of your feet together. Pull them in tight to your groin. Let your knees fall open away from you. Might help if you sit up super tall, or you kind of cave forward with your torso if you want to intensify that stretch a little bit, but we're just trying to open up that groin. Question for this one. What can I use with the lump sum of money I receive from supplemental medical insurance for critical illness, accident, injury, or hospital indemnity claim? A, anything I want. B, only medical expenses. C, medical expenses related to recovery. D, non-medical bills, but only during period of treatment. All right, go ahead and release from that stretch. If you haven't yet, let's hear those answers. What can you do with the lump sum of money you receive from supplemental medical insurance? What can you claim it for? Does anyone have any ideas? Going once, going twice. A, and with the buzzer beater. Boom. This is Ann won right now. Just syncing them, swish after swish. A is the correct answer. Anything I want. Ravi, we can definitely help you address that. We got a lot of HR people on the call here. Ann seems to know what she's talking about. She does. She's racking them up right now. All right. I like to call this next one a frog stretch. Make sure you guys can see me. So I'm going to get on all fours here. Elbows underneath my shoulders, knees in line with my hips and at 90 degrees. And I'm just going to point my toes out away from me. And then I'm just going to shift my hips backward until I start to feel a stretch in the inside of my thighs on my groin. Okay, so go ahead and hold that. Next question, what happens if you do nothing during the annual enrollment? A, HR will come knocking on your door. B, you will keep the same benefits as last year. C, you will not have any FSA money. D, both B and C, but definitely not A. All right, go ahead and hold this stretch for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and release. Let's send those answers away in the chat. If we haven't already, what do you think happens if you do nothing during annual enrollment? Seeing a lot of B's. Wow. All right. B after B after B. I think this is the first one I have stumped you guys on. The correct answer is D, both B and C, but definitely not A. So you will keep the same benefits as last year, but you will not have any FSA money if you do nothing during annual enrollment. So just something to think about. They will roll over, but you will not have any FSA money. Yes, very good to know. Okay, sideline quad pull. So we're going to stretch out our quadriceps on the front of our thigh. I'm going to lie on my side here. You could also do this one standing up if you like, but I'm just going to bring my heel to my back side, grab my foot with my top arm, and just give it a light tug until I start to feel a stretch up and down the front of my thigh throughout my quadriceps muscle. All right, the question for this one, how much does it cost to get an annual physical well-being screening under SRA's medical plans? A, it's free. B, if I have a supplemental medical plan, I can actually get $50 for me and each of my dependents. C, both A and B, or D, none of the above. All right, go ahead and release from that stretch in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and send those answers away in the chat. Let us know what we're working with here. What answers have we got? I see a few A's. I see one B, I think. A, C, lots of question marks for this one. Probably a good question. The correct answer is C. Well done to those of you who got that correct. Both A and B are true. So it is free, and if you have that supplemental medical plan, you can actually get $50 for both yourself and each of your dependents. Yeah, pretty good deal. All right, next question and stretch. We're just gonna flip it around, hit the other side. Same thing. Again, you can do this standing if you like, but grab that foot, pull it into your backside, create that light stretch running up and down the front of your thigh on that top leg. All right, when is the SRA Fitness Center open? A, 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. weekdays only. B, 5 a.m. to 10 p.m. weekdays only. C, 5 a.m. to 10 p.m. 7 days per week. Or D, 4 a.m. to 10 p.m. 7 days per week. All right, keep pulling that stretch for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. And release those answers in the chat as well. Yes, please do the stretches before answering so we don't give it away if we can resist. We've got one answer in there, D. If anyone else would like to offer up an answer, going once, going twice. And sold to May and Winnie at the buzzer. Correct. You're both correct. The SRA Fitness Center hours are now 4 a.m. to 10 p.m. 7 days of the week, including the weekend. So lots of time, space, and equipment to be had. Definitely come pay us a visit. All right. Home stretch here. Going to stretch out our back a little bit now. So I'm going to pull one straight arm across my chest, like so. I'm going to hook behind that elbow with my other arm, like so, and then just give it a light tug and almost rotate a little bit. And this will open up a stretch on the back of my shoulder towards my shoulder blade area. So we can hold this. I'll give you the next question. What is AD&D insurance? AD&D insurance. Automatic dental and dermatology insurance. Covers most major dental and dermatology conditions. B, accidental death and dismemberment. Covers for loss of life or limb. C, annual drive and defend insurance. Covers automobile violations and legal fees. Or D, additional dependent and dog insurance. Covers non-eligible family members and canines. All right, go ahead and release from that stretch in 3, 2, 1. Relax. Send those answers away if you have them. What do you think A and D stands for? B's rolling in. if you answered this one, you got it right. I'm only seeing B's in the chat. Well done. Accidental death and dismemberment, which covers loss of life or limb. All right, moving on. We're just going to stretch. Same thing, just on the other side. So again, straight arm comes straight across that chest. Hook that elbow with the other arm just behind it. Light tug across your body. Maybe you rotate into it a little bit. Open up your rear deltoid, aka the back of your shoulder and that shoulder blade area, maybe a little bit of your rhomboid. All right, while we're holding that, how long can any non-disabled children be covered under your health insurance plans? A, as long as they pay rent and do their chores. B, until they have their own children. C, up to 26 years of age. Or D, until they graduate school at any level. All right, go ahead and release from that stretch in 3, 2, 1. Send those answers away in chat. I'm seeing C after C after C. Seeing C's. Well done to those of you who answered this question. I think it was C's across the board. That is indeed correct. Non-disabled children can be covered under your health insurance plans up until they are 26 years of age. So just something to lock away in your mind in case it applies to you at any point. All right, we're going to do another glute stretch here. So I'm going to go right leg on the ground in front of me at 90 degrees at the knee. Right, my shin is kind of parallel to my chest here. I'm going to grab my foot with the opposite arm, so left arm on my right foot, and then I'm just going to collapse my torso down over that shin towards my foot. And when I do that, that will create a stretch, again, on the outside of my hip here, opening up my glute. So go ahead and hold that. Which voluntary benefit does SRA not offer? A, an employee assistance program, also known as EAP. B, business travel insurance. C, backup care or tutoring. Or D, food delivery service. Which of these does SRA not offer? Go ahead and release and answer in 3, 2, 1. Fire away. Let me know what y'all got. Got 1 D from Ravi. Excellent. Anyone else want to jump in here? Another D. All right, going once, going twice. Get those answers in. All right, the doors have closed. D, you are all correct. Those who offered up answers, SRA does not offer food delivery service. Sad face, gonna have to stick with DoorDash for that. For now. Oops. All right, moving on. Home stretch here. Only a few questions remaining. We're just gonna do that same stretch, just on the other side. Sad, indeed. Same stretch on the other side. So knee sideways on the ground. It's at 90 degrees. Grab your left foot with your right hand. Collapse your chest down over that shin towards your foot. Create that mobilization in your hip and glute on the same side of the leg that is in front of you. And I will read the next question. What do I need to do to use the SRA Fitness Center? A, nothing. Just show up and walk in. B, register for a free membership through MindBody Online and fill out the liability waiver. C, make a fitness center reservation through MindBody Online. Or D, both B and C. All right, go ahead and release from the stretch in 3, 2, 1. Send those answers away. If you have them, which one do we think it is? Got a couple answers for D already. Thanks for jumping in here, guys. Yep. The flood of D's in the chat. Excellent. That is the correct answer, both B and C. So to use the fitness center, we ask that you register for a free membership. Again, free, keyword. It's a great deal. Through MindBody Online, and to fill out the liability waiver. And each time you want to pay us a visit, get a workout in, we do ask that you make a fitness center reservation through MindBody Online using the account that you created to get that membership. So please try to do that. It helps us track data and gym capacity. Moving on now. Got one more question. All right, we're gonna go back to the well with the hamstrings here. Just, you really can't get enough hamstring stretching in your life, especially if you work in an office setting. You do a lot of sitting. So we're gonna hit them one more time, both legs at the same time, I should say. My legs are straight, feet together, toes point straight up, knees flat to the ground. That's the biggest key here. And try and reach for those toes best as you can. Grab your shoe, grab your shin, grab your ankle as far as you can go and comfortably hold for about 30 seconds or so. All right, if I have benefits questions, who do I call? A, Ghostbusters. B, 1-855-557-3247, prompt 311. C, 911, but only if it's an emergency. Or D, 1-855-554-6931, and then press Samsung 7267864 when prompted. All right, so I think we have two real contenders for answers here. Both A and C, I think, are probably what people are going to guess here. But go ahead and release those stretches in 3, 2, and 1. Let's send those answers away. What do we think? A, Ghostbusters. B, 1-855-557-3247. C, 911. Or D, 855-554-6931. All right, got a couple of B's in the chat. I'll give you guys opportunities to answer this. We've got one for A, yes, Ghostbusters. All right, the correct answer is in fact B. Well done to those of you who guessed it. Don't forget that 311 prompt at the end. And of course, we can send this PowerPoint out to those who want to review these questions with the information in it. We'll make them available to you. There are also a couple useful hyperlinks in there, which should be helpful to you. All right, but that's going to wrap it up for our session today. Congratulations to those of you who are able to get more than a few questions correct, and I think that probably applies to anyone who joins us today and decided to throw a few answers in chat. Lots of correct answers all over the place, lots of swimming with the tide, but hey, sometimes it's a smart thing to do, right? Go with the group. At the end of the day, I think everyone got a little bit smarter and more flexible today, so you are all winners in our book. If you enjoyed this stretch trivia question, I can offer them on an appointment basis. So if you or your team might be interested in something like this, feel free to contact me at trevor.bd@partner.samsung.com, or you can hit me up on Slack at trevor.bd. Oftentimes, teams will ask me to maybe start or end one of their meetings with 10 to 15 minutes of stretch trivia, or maybe they'll just make it a fun team building event. They'll want to go for 20 to 30 minutes. It's totally up to you. Today's session was obviously benefits themed, but I have held other trivia showdowns featuring a variety of subjects that teams have asked for, like, okay, we want to be quizzed on Disney or animals, the ocean, space, etc. There's lots of fun to be had, but if you want to make it more informational, educational like this, that's something we can do as well. I have plenty of health and wellness questions to share if that's something you're interested to. So if you schedule the session, you get to pick the topics. Just want to throw that out there, that this is an offering that you can bring to you and your team if you wish to do so. But in the event that you have further questions about your benefits as an SRA employee, you don't have to call Blake on the cell phone. In fact, we'd probably prefer that you please contact my benefits team at samsung.com. They should be able to answer all your questions. So please file them to that email address again, mybenefitsteam@samsung.com. Thank you all again for coming out. I hope you found this fun and helpful. I'll try and get a tally of who is in the meeting today, so we can send out this slide deck via email, and maybe we'll send it to a wider audience as well. Blake, I think we can cease recording now unless there are any extenuating questions in the chat that we need to address, but I think the SRA HR team was all over those based on what I saw.